came, and at the end of the game, we had a situation where we had a chance to win it. And that's all you can ask for when you're at a place like Lambeau against a team like Green Bay is have a chance to win at the end and have a chance to make a play to win the game. And so our offense really, I thought we adjusted well. Drew was on fire, and we were completing a lot of passes and moving the ball up and down, obviously with almost 500 yards of offense. There were 2 times in the red zone we stalled and didn't get touchdowns, and that's something we have to fix. We had plenty of plays that we felt would score in those situations, and we called them, and they weren't quite executed to the point where we needed them to be executed, and we were stopped. Defensively, the bright side obviously was the two turnovers. Getting the ball back for us was really big. Broderick Bunkley did a nice job of knocking the center back on the goal line situation and caused a fumble on the handoff. So there's some bright side there. But if you really study our football team and you would go back like I have and like our staff has and look at the last 4 games, you'd say obviously 0-4 is not where we want to be and not anywhere near acceptable. But as you look at it, as we adjusted well to this situation as we were moving on, week 1, we didn't look very good. Week 2, we started to look a little better. Week 3, we played 3 good quarters and really had a great chance to win that game and didn't because we didn't make the plays in the critical times. This game obviously came down to at Lambeau a chance to win, and really our offense has adjusted and done a good job of getting back on track and getting to a point where we should have and could have won that game. Credit Green Bay, they played well, and they have a very talented team. But you can see the progress. Obviously, it's not good enough because we didn't win, but the progress is there, and we're adjusting well to the situation. But we got to adjust just a little better. I keep saying that each week, but just a little better. But when you're looking at it, that's the way I see it. No loss is easy to take, but you can see more positives, and so you would have more of a brighter outlook on the future. And we really feel we're right there on the cusp of getting on a roll.
No sacks against a team that allowed 16 in the first 3 weeks. Any solutions, anything you can figure where this team can get better pass rush on the quarterback?
We need to have better pass rush, period. We need to get more pressure on their quarterback. Well, we've had 4-man rushes and tried to cover, and then we've had blitzes that have not gotten to them. So we've tried both avenues. We obviously have to get better and feel better about the plan as a player and them to execute it better. That's what it comes down to.
Do you talk to Spags at all about changing personnel or tweaking things here and there? Is that even an option at this point?
You know, as I spoke the first day that I came up here, this is a we game. This is a we situation, and so we're working together as a group and as an organization to get these things fixed. But as I also said, is the defense is coaching the defense. Spags has the defense. Greg McMahon has the special teams, and Pete Carmichael's coaching the offense. I have an offensive line to coach. I motivate the team, and we work as a group in all the other areas. Well, in the history of Steve Spagnuolo, as we've talked in the past, he has made little tweaks. If you would watch the defense and see their technique and the way they line a line or the way they execute the defense, there's little tweaks in each formation or each thing that the offense does, and that's where his defense has been good in the past, and that's what we have to get better at, of understanding that clearly so we can execute what he wants done.
Not quite as balanced yesterday. Is that more of a product of maybe Drew having the hot hand a little bit?
Yeah, it really was. we ran it 19 times and not very effectively, but at the same time, it took a little pressure off of Drew when we did do it, and that's the goal. And then at the same time, Drew was so hot that it made no sense not to put the ball in his hand.
Is it disappointing that you haven't run the ball this season as well as you have in years past? And how much does maybe Chris Ivory would be brought back into the mix a little bit?
I haven't. It's hard to say disappointing when you have almost 500 yards of offense. So when you have something that's working, you go with it and you stay with it. We had one game we had 162 yards of rushing, and then we had 3 others that we have not. And sometimes it's a product of the game, and sometimes it's a product of who's hot.
Do you look back at the goal line, I know 3 passes from the 1, wish you may have tried to run the ball?
No,
Are you okay with
no.
that?
We had 5 passes that we were ready to call inside the 3-yard line that we thought were outstanding. And then we had 4 run pass checks that we liked. And so we had the plays on that we wanted to call, and we were ready to execute. Just didn't execute at that time.
Is it harder or easier given the fact that I think everybody believes that you have good guys doing the right thing the right way, yet the results aren't what you want? Is that harder or is it easier knowing we have the right guys and good things may come?
See, that's a great question, because if you don't have great guys when you're in this situation, we would not be in these games. The guys would have quit. But the fact that we have great guys in the leadership in the locker room is allowing us to continue to improve. And I say it again, it's not good enough. 0-4 is not good enough. But you can see it coming. You can see we're on the cusp of breaking out. We went to Lambeau Field and with every intention in our locker room to win that game and had a chance to win it. And we didn't quite make a play here or a play there at the end of the game that we had been making. So this team is all in, and they are on the cusp of becoming very productive winning team.
Is that the closest perspective you've had of Colston this season up to Drew?
Yes, I feel like Colston's progression has gone from very slow in the beginning of the year to a little better, and then I felt like last night he was finally back.
Would you have said he was 100% going into this game?
It seemed like it. Seemed like it.
Drops are going to happen. They've happened all year long with this team. We've all become accustomed to seeing this team catch everything guys at a glance. And Marcus Colston, can you explain or help us understand why they're struggling with the catches this year? All the big plays where 9 times out of 10 they're making their catches.
Yeah, because that doesn't make sense to any of us because if you look at just Lance Moore in particular, he made a spectacular catch the play before to convert the downs on 3rd down and to give us a 1st and 10. He then drops one that would have been a normal catch for him, and then the next play makes another spectacular catch. So, he's 2 for 3 in that, and you're wondering why he didn't catch all 3, because that's not like him. And so we just got to go back to continuing to stay on the focus because there were too many drop passes. But stay on the focus and stay on task that every single play we can catch. And that's what we expect to do in this offense.
Is it better maybe that you're playing back against the quote-unquote game of the week, national television, a lot of attention to the guys there, knowing that a lot of eyeballs will be on them, and if they're ever going to break out of this, maybe now is the time?
Anytime you can play on the main stage, you as a competitor, you want to be on the main stage, and that's where we'll be this weekend. And we're looking forward to it, and we're planning on going in ready.
Drew wasn't touched. He got sacked twice, but he had pretty much time to throw all game. Did you feel like that was the best pass protection performance of the offensive line?
Yeah, I thought it was a big challenge. We all thought it was a big challenge going into Green Bay with the noise, with their talent. We talked about it last week, and the guys really worked hard on it. And the running backs, everybody, when like I always say, it comes down to 11 guys on offense when you're talking about protection because the guys were getting open quicker. The running backs were doing a good job of picking up their blitzes, and like you said, the offensive line had a much better game protecting.
Man's got a question here. No, I just wondered about the, it's incidental, but the symmetry of playing the Chargers this week when they're one
Yeah, we're definitely tunnel vision on this week, beating San Diego. That's all we care about.
You talk about Drew is going for a significant record. I know it's a team sport, but nonetheless, it is something that's going to draw a lot of attention. Just what he's been able to do, because a lot of people thought that was a record that would never be touched.
You know, it's very similar, although this is a very significant record that he's going for at this point. It's very similar to the Dan Marino most yards record. And to be quite honest, you know, Drew, being the team guy that he is, wasn't as aware as the guys around him were last year when he broke the record. And I feel like it'll be that same feeling for him. He's a team first guy. So he'll do what it takes to try to win the game. But at the same time, this is a significant record that we all hope can be achieved.
Is it harder this week, you know, when you have familiarity with teams like Tampa Bay, Carolina? I mean, I know technology now, you see the Chargers play, but you have Eclipse, London in 08, and a lot of things change between now and then. Does it make it harder to prepare for them because you see them so infrequently?
Well, it is always when you are familiar with the player that you're going to play against. It is easier, you would say, but it's no different from any other situation in the NFL. You go, you prepare, you do the best you can of knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and you go from there. Good. Yeah.
I wonder how you deal with it emotionally, this thing with Joe coming back after the next 2 games, and I know you wanted to hand him back a team that was in good shape in the standings, and just, you know.
Yeah, this isn't about me. It's not about Joe. It's about the organization, the team, the players. It's a group effort, so it has nothing to do with me and how I feel about that.